Oh, good. You started by making a statement, sir. You said that there are certain things you look out for, okay, before making a partnership or an investment with a company. And the first thing you mentioned, sir, is the product.
Yeah,
this is very important. To me, product simply means value. Product or service simply means value. The value the organization is offering to the world. The value the organization is offering to the world. But in looking out for the product, one of the major things I consider is an innovative product. I go for innovation. A product that satisfies the condition of creative innovation. There are many products in the market out there. There are many multi-level marketing systems, market businesses out there. Any business you want to venture into today, there are thousands and millions of people already in that field, in that system. But what makes the difference is the innovation behind your own product or behind the value that you're offering to the people. So this is one of the first things I look out for before making an investment in a company. And the system I'm about to, or the product I'm about to present to us today has satisfied that condition of creative innovation. Our company, Dynace Global, we have a product, not just a product, we have products. And the most exciting thing to me about this company is that the company has a research department that is devoted to the discovery of the latest trends in the medical industry. So to me, that's highly exciting because I love research a lot. So that's the first thing I want to say to us as a word of introduction. The second thing I want to say to us as a word of introduction is this. I told them in Kaduna a few days ago that your greatest asset in life is your health. Your biggest wealth in your life is your health. Okay? And I cited an example to them. I know some persons that are making millions monthly, but at the end of the month, a whole lot of money goes into treatment. A young man, I counsel a lot of people. I meet a whole lot of people because of the nature of my work. I met a young man recently whose father is currently experiencing kidney failure, 2 kidney failure. And the man undergoes dialysis on a weekly basis. And every week they go to University of Abuja Teaching Hospital for dialysis. They spend 35,000 for dialysis on a weekly basis. Apart from that, whenever they go for dialysis, they will always need another at least 2 pints of blood because the man always experiences a shortage in his blood. So buying that, a pint of blood currently in Abuja is sold in most hospitals at 17,000 thereabout. So they end up buying 2, which is around 34,000. And plus the transports going to University of Abuja Teaching Hospital and other medications. So the guy told me on a weekly basis, they spend over 100,000 just on the man's treatment. And I told him that his own is fair because I know some persons that does dialysis 2 days on every other day. That's every 2 days they go for dialysis and they spend this same amount of money. Okay. It was until the man started using our product that the man started recording a remarkable reversal in that kidney failure, which I'm going to share with us shortly. So I say this to us just for us to understand that our health is our greatest asset in life. And whatever we must do to guard our health is what's doing it. Do you know currently that the health industry or the pharmaceutical industry currently has a revenue of over 1.4 trillion US dollars? Are we aware of that? The pharmaceutical industry has a total revenue.
Sorry, you have to unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, please.
Oh, have I been on mute, sir?
No. We are talking about the total revenue of the health sector.
Okay. Oh, good. So currently, the total revenue of the health sector is currently around 1.4 trillion US dollar. And this is more than 10% of the total revenue of the food industry globally. Because the food industry revenue globally is around 9.36 trillion US dollar. The total revenue of the pharmaceutical industry is also higher than the total revenue of the IT industry. So this is a strong indication that so much is happening in the health sector. A whole lot of investment is being made in the health sector. A whole lot of drugs are being consumed by people. So it's an indication that people are battling, a whole lot of people are battling for their lives. Anti-malaria drugs alone, I know how much goes into that system. So I want us to understand also that any investment we're making to stay healthy is worth it, please. The third thing I want to say to us before we proceed fully into Rocenta is there are two kinds of medicine. We have the alternative medicine, also known as the complementary medicine, and we also have what we call the conventional medicine, also known as the orthodox medicine. The orthodox medicine or the conventional medicine is the medicine that is currently in vogue, the one currently practiced by most medical doctors, hospitals, pharmaceutical companies, and the rest. And that's the one that is accounting for the 1.4 trillion USD. And the alternative medicine is the medicine that has to do with the herbal medicine, acupuncture, homeotherapies, and Ayurveda and the rest. So this is all this falls under the category of the alternative medicine. In the course of my research, I realized that the first kind of medicine that man practiced, the first kind of medicine that humans, people practiced, is what they now currently call the alternative medicine. This particular kind of medicine was practiced by humans for so many years. And research also has proven that when man was practicing this medicine, man or lived longer than men are living currently. When man was practicing the alternative medicine, it has also proven that when people were practicing this medicine, it produced more effect and more result than the current conventional medicine being practiced. I don't want to go detail into the political affiliations involved in the pharmaceutical industry because a whole lot of political affiliations are involved due to the amount of money that goes into that medicine. But the reason why I'm saying this to us is because many people, especially health professionals, medical doctors, pharmacists, they always kick against alternative medicine, which is really understandable because they spend 5 years, 6 years, 7 years in the university studying modern medicine, studying orthodox medicine. And so whenever you mention anything alternative, anything complementary, I even wonder why they call it alternative now, when before it used to be the only medicine that man knows. So whenever you mention that, they have this reservation with regards to it because of it's against, not really against, but because for the 5 years they've spent in university, what they've been learning is this orthodox medication. And some persons believe that it is a threat to their practice. But there are a whole lot of debate on that. Let's not focus on that. But the product our company is offering to the world falls under the category of alternative medicine. Okay, is an alternative medicine, not just it's not just a supplement, it is a medicine. It is medicinal in nature. It is a treatment, and we're going to understand the reason why it is a treatment as we proceed. Are we good to go? Are we good to go? Are we still there?
No, we're good to go.
Okay, good. I never introduced myself. My name is 𝗘𝗁𝗶𝗶𝗄. I am a specialist in alternative medicine. I am a medical statistician and also a quality control expert. I am currently one of the medical representatives of Dynace Global. Dynace Global, just like Dr. Charles earlier introduced, is a fast-growing multinational company that is into the production and distribution of highly innovative health products. 5 months ago or 6 months ago precisely, our first flagship product was launched, which is called the Dynace Rocenta. And ever since this product was launched, the company have recorded wonderful testimonies of the impact of our Dynace Rocenta in the lives of so many people all across the world. Yeah, we've seen mighty and amazing testimonies that have even defied medical prescription. The one that there is a testimony we got from Ghana. I'm going to share that with us before the end of this presentation. That really, startled a whole lot of us. Okay, so that's what the company is into. It's committed. The company is committed to innovation, committed to the production of highly innovative medical products in order to improve the quality of lives globally. There are 3 things that our flagship product, Dynace Rocenta, was specifically designed for. 3 reasons only. Number 1, the Dynace Rocenta was designed to delay the process of aging. In fact, we have a record based on clinical trials that our Dynace Rocenta has the capacity to delay the process of aging by 20% or by 20 years, or it has the capacity to extend lifespan by 20 years based on our clinical trials. Well, that's the number one reason for the production of the Dynace Rocenta. Number two, okay, in that on that number one point, imagine the possibility of looking younger, feeling stronger than you are currently. I know so many people will give up a whole lot of things to look younger, like when they were like 20 years ago or 30 years ago. I know so many people will give up a whole lot of assets for that. So number two, the Rocenta was designed to naturally reverse certain illnesses, and diseases that have even defied medical prescription. Okay. And number three, the product was specially designed to renew, to rejuvenate, to restore the entire body system from the cellular level, the tissues of the body, the organs of the body, entire restoration. So that's the third reason why the product was designed. The first one is the delay of the process of aging. The second one is the reversal, natural reversal of illnesses. And the third one is the renewal or the restoration of the entire body system. I am sure that if I stop at this point, I've been able to communicate to us the vision or the purpose of the Dynace Rocenta. Good. Now let's proceed. Also understand that our bodies are made up of cells. Okay. The Dynace Rocenta is a stem cell based product. But for us to understand stem cell based or what stem cell is all about, I want us to understand the formation or the structure of the human body, because there are three innovations in the medical industry that were put together to form the Rocenta. How many innovations? Three innovations. The first is the stem cell innovation. The second is the plant placenta innovation. And the third is the NMN innovation. That's the nicotinamide mononucleotide. We're going to explain these things in detail, but let's talk about the first innovation, which is the stem cell innovation. Are we there? Okay, good. Our bodies are made up of cells. Okay? From our basic knowledge of biology, cell is the basic unit of every living organism, or is the basic building block of every living organism. I strongly believe that you're in a building wherever you are currently. And that building where you are is made up of blocks. Sands came together to form the blocks, binded by the cement and water. So the smallest particle of that building where you are is sand, right? So that is how our bodies are also. It is cells that came together to form our body, including our hair, our eyes, our nose, our nails. Everything in the human body system is made up of cells. All the organs are made up of cells. If you're following, I'd like you to write on the comment section, just to be sure that we're following. Please kindly write on the comment section, I am made up of cells. Our bodies are made up of cells. I'm waiting for the first person to write that, just to be sure that we're following. I am made up of cells, or we are bunches of cells. Oh, good. Thank you so much, Branded Nathans. I am made up of cells. Yeah, good. You guys are following. Thank you, Gloria. Thank you, 𝗣𝗰𝗶𝗄. Thank you. So our bodies are made up of cells. And I also define cells as the basic building blocks of living organism. Now watch this. Every cell in our body system has their unique lifespan. Okay, some cells can only live for like 13 to 20 days, and after 13 to 20 days, they die, like the white blood cells. The white blood cells are like the defense mechanism of your body. They are responsible for defending your body from illnesses, from sicknesses, and from diseases. So the second thing I want us to understand under this cell or stem cell is that every cell in your body has their own unique lifespan. Both the cells in your eyes, the cells in your body, the cells in your organs, the cells in your legs, they all have their own unique lifespan. Now, I would also want us to understand that beyond the lifespan of every cell in your body, some cells can die prematurely as a result of some certain conditions. Number one, what we call biological accidents. Number two, exposure to radiations. Number three, sicknesses. Number four, attack by pathogens. Pathogens are organisms that causes disease to their host. Example, viruses, bacteria, worms, parasites, and the rest. Another reason why cell can die prematurely is aging. Many other reasons can contribute to premature death of cells. Okay, so have you understood that every cell in our body has their unique lifespan, but beyond that, some of them can die prematurely due to some reasons, which I've explained. Now let's watch this. There are special categories of cells in our body called the stem cells. And I always define the stem cell to a layman as it's like a mother cell. You know what a mother cell is? The mother cells are the cells responsible for producing new cells to take the place of the old cells as they die, as they get weak, as they get worn out, or to repair the old cells as they get worn out. So the stem cell number one is the repair mechanism of your body. That's the number one. The stem cell is the repair mechanism of your body system. Number two, the stem cell is the renewal mechanism of your body system. I say that again. It is the renewal mechanism of your body system. Now, imagine, Dr. Chas, imagine driving your car for 2 years without changing the engine oil, sir. What will happen to the car? You leave. What will happen to the car, sir? Are you there?
The car will have fault. The car will not move.
Okay, it will have fault. Yeah, that's correct. Or imagine driving the car for, in fact, not even not move. The engine will break down and knock.
Yes.
Imagine driving a car for years without changing the brake pad. You will leave the car at the risk of having an accident. This is how the human system is designed. You know, everything in life is being renewed. Are we aware of that? Everything in life, imagine wearing your dress for like 2 days without washing the clothes. What happens to the clothes? It begins to stink. Now, after wearing your clothes for a day, you take it to dry cleaner or you wash it, and what happens? The clothes becomes renewed again. So we have to look at our, the human system is similar to every other thing on earth. Imagine your house without renewing your house for like 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. The paints on the wall will begin to get dent. After a while, you go for renovation, you go for painting. So this is how the body system is also designed. The body system is designed to be renewed consistently. And what is responsible for that renewal are the stem cells. So this is why the stem cells are very important. I also want to say this to us. Do you know that every day of your life, the human body is made up of around over 1.3 trillion cells that came together to form the whole body. But do you know that every day of your life, over 50 billion cells die in the human body on a daily basis? These are cells that are old. These are cells that have met their own lifespan. These are cells that are dead, that are tired, that are worn out. They die on a daily basis. And as they die, it is the responsibility of the stem cells, the mother cells, these special cells, to reproduce new cells. We call it in medicine, we call it differentiation or growth, or they divide, they differentiate and form new cells to take the place of the old cells as the old cells die or get weak or worn out. Are we there? So this is why the stem cells, and that's the reason why we tends to feel younger, feel stronger, and tends to live longer than every other organisms on the earth. So the stem cells are very important. But watch this. Science tells us that aging. Okay, before I mention that, do we know when aging actually begins? Do we know when aging begins in humans? I know some persons believe that aging begins at the age of 40. Some believe it begins at the age of birth. Both of them are correct. But scientifically, aging in humans begins at the age of 18. 18. So if anybody here is less than the age of the 18, congratulations, you're still young. But if you are above the age of 18, I want to say congratulations to you. You have started aging. So I wish you were in a class. I would have asked you to tell your neighbor, congratulations, you've started aging. So once you're above the age of 18, scientifically, you've started aging. And you know why? This is because from the age of birth to the age of 18, most human beings must have lost over 50% of their stem cells. Can you see that number? From the age of birth, let me repeat that for the sake of emphasis. From the age of birth to the age of 18, most human beings must have lost over 50% of their stem cells. So it simply means that with increasing age, as we increase in age, the quantity and the functions of our stem cells keeps decreasing by the day. And as their quantity and their functions keep decreasing, it means they won't be able to function as they should. They won't be able to reproduce new cells as they should in order to heal certain illnesses or certain degenerations that are happening in the body system. Now, let me give us an instance with diabetes. There's an organ in the body called the pancreas, okay? The pancreas is responsible for the production of two substances. Number one is the insulin. The insulin is responsible for the breaking down of carbohydrates or sugar in the body. And number two thing is other digestive juices for the breaking down of food. Okay. Now, there are cells in the insulin called the beta cells. These beta cells in the pancreas, they are the ones responsible for maintaining the function or the functionality of this organ called the pancreas. Okay. Whenever someone's insulin production is being reduced or reduces, it is a clear indication that most of the cells in the pancreas region have started dying or diminishing. And the stem cells' work is to produce new cells or new beta cells to take the place of the old dying cells in the pancreas. But when the stem cell, but with increasing age, remember, with increasing age, the function and the quantity of stem cells then tends to do what? Decrease. Okay? And because of that, most people begin to, experience what we call type 2 diabetes. Their body is not producing enough insulin to break down carbohydrates, and that leads to diabetes. So I don't know if I'm making sense of most of the organs in our body have been working from the day we were born until now. And most of them are getting weaker by the day. And the renewal mechanism of the body, which is the stem cell, is not longer sufficient or active or strong enough to renew the body system naturally on its own. And this is where our product, the Dynace Global product stem cell, come into place or come into key. I also want us to know that the product we are offering to the world is not animal stem cell. It is plant stem cell. I know someone out there may be asking a question, sir. You can be asking a question like, can plant stem cell work in the human body? Yes, plant stem cell can work in the human body, but plant stem cell cannot take the place of human stem cells. I'm going to explain to us briefly the interaction between the plant stem cell and the human stem cell. Okay, are we good to go? I just want to be sure that we are not lost due to these big scientific explanations I'm giving. Oh, good. Thank you so much, sir. And let's watch this. Do you know that the first stage of life is said to be a stem cell? What is the first stage of life? When a man and a woman meet together and the semen fertilizes the egg, a cell is formed. And the name of that cell is zygote. Science believes that that cell is not just a cell, but a stem cell. Not just a stem cell, but the most powerful stem cell. And that is why it is called a totipotent stem cell. It is that one cell that is formed after fertilization that begins to multiply, differentiate, grow, and forms, after 2 weeks, it forms the embryo. And it is said that the embryo has a high quantity of stem cells in them. Like you can meet over 250 to 350 stem cells in an embryo. And as the baby keeps developing from the embryonic stage, the stem cells quantity keeps increasing. Because one thing about stem cells is that when they reproduce, they leave another version of themselves for future purposes. Okay? So it is this one stem cell called the zygote that develops and forms the whole human body. So can you see how powerful stem cells are? Do you know that? Let me share something with us. Do you know that when you bring out one stem cell from an embryo, remember I told us that in an embryo is just like a bean shape, very tiny. And there are over 250 to 350 stem cells there. When you bring out just one stem cell from an embryo, okay, and place it in a container, in an in vitro system, that one stem cell has the capacity to reproduce into a full-grown human being. It has been scientifically proven that it has that capacity of everything that the mother cell has. It has all that tendency, all that potential. So that's how powerful stem cells are. So it means that if these stem cells in an embryonic stage can form a full-grown human being, it means that when someone is sick, let me show you how scientists taught many years ago. It means that when someone is sick, They can come to a woman that is pregnant, collect one stem cell from her embryo or some few stem cells from her embryo, implant it into the person that is sick, and expect a result, a reversal. That was the origin of research on stem cells. They started conducting the research many years ago, and they succeeded. They succeeded. In fact, it was a man they called President George Bush of the United States of America that placed a ban on the stem cell research. And you know why? Because it was destroying life. In America, we have two kinds of political parties. We have the Democrats and the Republicans. The Republicans, they practice what we call this kind of conservative politics, right? While the Democrats, they practice what we call liberal politics. The Republicans, they don't believe in abortions and some of those things. Why Democrats are so liberal with all those things. So it was George Bush that placed a ban on that research. So when Barack Obama came into power, or even before he came into power during his campaign, one of his major campaign promises was that he was going to lift the ban on stem cell research. And many people voted for him because of that promise, because he promised. I have a full speech on that. He told people that a whole lot of, there is a future in the stem cell industry, that stem cell can be used for medical miracles. I don't know, some of us must have seen that video when it trended many years ago, especially those in the health profession. In fact, stem cell research was the medical miracle that scientists were looking for. Okay? So when he came into power, he lifted the ban on stem cell research, and scientists proceeded with the research. So they succeeded, just like I said earlier, but they saw an after effect. What I meant by their success is this: when someone is sick with a terminal illness like kidney failure, organ failure, stroke, those kind of terminal illnesses, including any kind of terminal illness you can think of. What they simply do is that they will look for stem cells, where to harvest stem cells. They will harvest the stem cells and they will transplant it into the sick person's body. And when they do so, there will be instant reversal of that medical condition. But that research came with a strong consequence, a very strong consequence or side effect. And what is the consequence? They noticed that shortly, a few days later, most of those people that had a reversal in their illnesses, they started dying. They were all dying. You know why? The body system is designed in such a way that whenever anything is introduced into your body system that is not originally part of your body system fights that thing. If you see people that does kidney transplant, for instance, after the kidney transplant, the body system will begin to see the new kidney they received as a foreigner, as a threat. And the body system of the receiver will begin to fight the new organ until the new organ dies. And this is the reason why after transplant, for instance, if you see people that does transplant, including chemotherapy, kidney transplant, any kind of organ transplant, medical doctors will put them under what we call suppressants. And the purpose of that suppressant is to suppress their immune system from fighting the new organ. So they will be taking that drug either on a daily basis or every other day or every week to suppress that a part of the immune system from fighting the new organ. Because if they don't suppress the immune system will be seeing the new organ as a foreigner and we keep fighting the new organ till the new organ ends up, dying again. Are we following? Hope I'm not going to medical tonight. Hello? Are we following? Hope I'm not going to medical tonight.
Yes, we're following.
I want to hear a response. Oh, good. Thank you, sir. Someone is raising her finger. Helen, I'm going to come back to you for the question at the end of the presentation. Okay? Thank you. So this was the consequence or the side effect that animal stem cell came with. Even though currently a whole lot of research is still ongoing in the animal stem cell, when I talk of animal stem cell, I'm referring to the human stem cell. And some of this research, a whole lot of is being made in that aspect, but let's not, dive into that for now. But later, many years later, a particular medical doctor, because, plants as living things also have stem cells, okay? They have stem cells because they share all the qualities of living things just like human beings. But many years later, a particular medical doctor and a lab scientist saw similar structure of stem cells in human beings in a particular plant found in Swiss, a white apple found in Swiss. Now, this white apple has the capacity of surviving for 3 months to 6 months on its own without getting spoiled. It's a special species. They say, according to agriculturists or agricultural scientists, they say it is a haunted apple. It is a haunted apple. It simply means that the species is very rare, and they are trying to protect the species so that it will survive. Okay, so he saw this structure when they saw that this apple is unique. If you unplug it from the tree and place it on top of your table, it can stay there for like 3 months to 6 months without getting spoiled. So they began to study the structure of the apple, and they saw that the apple has similar stem cell structure with human beings. You know what they did? I have the medical research document containing all this information. For those that may request for it, I'm going to provide it for you. Okay. Now, what they did was that they extracted the stem cells of this apple, this wide Swiss apple, through a technology called the nanotechnology, and they implanted it into the human system. Do you know what happened when they did that? When they implanted it into the human body, they saw that it instantly began to boost or promote the regeneration of human stem cell by more than 80%. That's the first thing they saw. The second thing they saw was that there was no any side effect. Okay. And when they noticed this, that was the beginning of research on plant stem cell, because plant stem cell is 100% compatible with the human body. And number two, the relationship or the interaction between the plant stem cell and the animal stem cell is that when the plant stem cell is introduced into the human body, it boosts our own stem cell regeneration. In other words, it causes our own stem cell to begin to reproduce or increase in quantity and increase in number. And when our own stem cells increases in quantity and in number, automatically certain illnesses are being reversed naturally. Are we there? Are we there? Are we still there? So that's the simple relationship between plant stem cells and animal stem cells. In a research, even they implanted a 0.1% of this apple stem cell into an umbilical of a pregnant woman. And they want to study what will happen to the stem cells in the embryo, in the embryonic stage, and see what will happen to them when this plant stem cell is introduced into that cover system. So just 0.1% of this Swiss apple stem cell was brought and introduced into an umbilical, that's the placenta or the womb of a pregnant woman. And they instantly saw that the animal stem cell or the human stem cell or the embryonic stem cell began to reproduce by over 80%. So can you see how powerful plant stem cells are? It's really remarkable. To me, I was discussing with a professor in pharmacy recently, and he told me that the reason why these things are so is because man and plant are all from the same source, which is the soil. Okay, so man and plant have a whole lot of qualities in common, similarities in common. And I believe that God gave man plant originally for food, and number two, for medicine. So that's the first innovation in the Dynace Rocenta. And I have a good news for you guys. The plant where the stem cell used for the formation of this product were extracted from is not from that Swiss apple. It's from a different plant. A whole lot of research are ongoing in the field of alternative medicine. And the name of this plant is the Bulgarian rose flower. Do you know why the company chose the Bulgarian rose flower? The reason why the company chose that flower is because the stem cell in that flower and the antioxidant effect of that flower and the anti-inflammation effect of that flower is 7 times stronger than the first plant where stem cells were discovered. That's the Swiss apple. So this is our product. When we say that our product is the most advanced plant stem cell product in the market, we know what we're talking about. Because the first is that Swiss apple. And this particular Bulgarian rose flower is 7 times stronger and more effective than the Swiss apple. That's what you're seeing on your screen, the Bulgarian rose flower. And the extraction of the stem cell from this flower was not just done from the flower, it was done from the placenta. Because placenta stem cell, when a woman is pregnant, for instance, at the embryonic stage, the placenta stem cell normally is more active and more stronger than the stem cell of an adult. I strongly believe that will make sense to us. because you can see that the placenta stem cell is responsible for the growth of a full human being till the delivery, maturity stage. So it's normally stronger than the stem cell of an adult. So what the company did was that they extracted or harvested the stem cell from the Bulgarian rose placenta. And you also know that when a woman is pregnant, the highest concentration of vitamins and nutrients in a pregnant woman is found where? In her placenta, right? It's found there. So, because the placenta is the channel through which the baby in the womb is fed and nourished. What the baby in the womb eats are pure nutrients, vitamins, essential minerals. So it was also discovered that plant as living things, just like I told you earlier, also passes through the reproduction stage. And it was found that the highest concentration of vitamins in plant or nutrients in plant are found where? In their placenta. For that of the Bulgarian rose, they have what we call, their placenta is what we call pistis, a liquid called pistis. It is through that liquid that all the nutrients and ability and capacity is being communicated to the young flower, the young Bulgarian flower. So that was where the company targeted. So can you see how strategic dynaceglobal was during the formation process of our Rocenta? And this Rocenta is found in a place in Bulgaria, a country, in Europe called Bulgaria. I did a research on Bulgaria as a country. One of their sources of revenue generation is this particular flower. They use it for it is used for so many things. They export it all across the world. It is used for medicinal purposes. It is used for cosmetic purposes. It is used for perfumes, beauty, and many more. It is said to have high antioxidant effect. This particular flower is said to also improve the oxygenation of the skin by over 70%. Okay, that's number one. That's number two. Number one is high in antioxidant effect. Number two, it increases the oxygenation of the skin by over 70%. Number three, it improves or promotes wound healing, faster wound healing. Number four, it boosts the epidermal skin cell regeneration. It boosts the epidermal skin cell regeneration. It means that it has the capacity to restore your youthfulness. It has the capacity to make you look younger, feel younger, get younger. Just one active ingredient in the product, which is the Bulgarian rose flower. Are we following? So let me not dwell so much on this, okay? So let's go to the second innovation. I've spoken about the second innovation, which is the placenta innovation. Let's go to the third innovation, which is the NMN innovation, the nicotinamide mononucleotide. This is a direct precursor for what we call NAD in the body. The word NAD is the word for nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. Okay, I told us earlier that our bodies are made up of cells. That cells are the basic building blocks of living organisms. Now, I also want us to understand that every cell in our body, okay, NAD is found in them. Or NAD is found in every cell in a living organism. Now, watch this. The NAD is responsible for the movement of electrons within a cell, number one. Number two, the NAD is also responsible for what we call metabolism. The NAD is responsible for the breaking down of food or the conversion of food. When we eat food, the NAD is responsible for breaking down the food and converting them to the essential nutrients and the energy that your cell needs and your stem cells need to function. So let me say it in short, in a way many people understand better. What your fuel is to your car is what your NAD is to your cells. Your NAD is what powers or energizes your cells. But it has been proven also medically that as people begin to advance in age, that's in the next slide. As people begin to advance in age, the quantity of NAD in their body also begins to reduce. You can zoom your phone to see that chart on the left-hand side of the screen. Okay, you can see from the age of birth, the NAD level is almost at level 10. And you can see as people begin to advance in age, by the time they get to 40, they must have lost over 50% of their NAD level. Can you see that? And now when you zoom your screen also to the right-hand side, there is a write-up here which says, as we age, NAD level in the body decreases. This is found. Just the decrease in NAD level is found to be linked to metabolic and age-related diseases like what? Diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, neurodegeneration. That has to do with sicknesses like dementia, Alzheimer, memory loss. So can you see that just the decline in NAD is causing a whole lot of metabolic and age-related diseases? Diabetes, cardiovascular diseases are just example. It also includes macular degeneration of the sight, arthritis, and many more. So can you see that? So it was lately, very lately, I don't think it's up to 10 years ago that this NMN supplement was discovered. So when it was discovered, they saw that when the NMN is introduced into the body, it instantly begins to convert to NAD. Okay, that's the mechanism of action for those that may be asking for the mechanism of action of our product. It simply means that when NMN enters your body, it converts to NAD. Okay, and the NAD will now be fueling or powering your cell. And I also want to say in this effect that the introduction of the NAD in the body has also been proven to cause a natural reversal effect of metabolic diseases and age-related diseases. So that's the third amazing innovation in our product. I also want to state to us that this particular innovation is not yet common in the African market. Okay, you will see it in foreign e-commerce platforms like Amazon. Okay, and in foreign e-commerce platform, it is sold for as high as $100. I saw it recently on Jumia for 45,000 naira, just one of the active ingredients in our Dynace Rocenta. So this is to show you that the company was highly strategic in the formation process of our Dynace Rocenta. Is that good or very good? That should be, that must be very good. Good. So the next thing, or the next active ingredient in the product is the 𝗣𝗰𝗶𝗄𝗏 peptide. The 𝗣𝗣𝗏 peptide has a reputation for being high in anti-diabetic properties. It lowers the blood serum triglycerides, and it's having anti-cancer properties, anti-inflammation properties. It also improves blood circulation in the body. It has a whole lot of vitamins and polyphenols and even minerals. It's also high in antioxidant properties due to some certain compounds in the product like the flavonoids, okay, and the glucosinolates and the rest. So it's a aging properties. Okay, in fact, they believe that when they are got that lotus jam, is it on your screen, sir?
Okay, yeah, we lost you.
They believe that when they are
point.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay, that's the lotus jam on the screen. It is believed, some persons believe that, or some cultures believe that when their gods came to the earth, like the Hindu culture, the Egypt culture, the Indian culture, they believe that this particular flower, where their gods sat upon, this flower sprouted there. Certain ancient beliefs are as a result of the effect they've seen in some things, in some plants. I strongly believe that the reason why they had such belief or held such belief with regards to this very product is because of the strong medicinal value of this particular product. So, it's a rare flower that only the very, very rich could afford many years ago or in the ancient time. So it has a whole lot of medicinal properties. And this particular flower too can, reduce or inhibit the product, reduce the production of melanin and also improve the production of collagen for ladies that are interested in beauty. Not just for ladies, also everybody is interested in looking good, looking younger, and it can extend lifespan by over 20%. You can read about lotus jam. It has that reputation. It is known as an anti-aging plant, and it also reduces the risk of memory diseases like Alzheimer. It boosts the immune system and many more this thing. So the next active ingredient in the product is the ashwagandha root extract. That particular one is good for fighting insomnia. Okay, it's also good for boosting the testosterone level in men. It's also good for boosting the performance system of guys, and also boosting it's also good in boosting the those that are very interested in being healthy in the other room. When a man is not healthy or a woman is not healthy in the other room, it's a point, an indication that something is wrong. I'm telling us the truth. It's an indication that something is wrong, because many sicknesses has a direct or an indirect effect on that system. When you see someone that is healthy, every part of the body responds fully well. Okay, so for instance, someone that is diabetic, it can affect the performance. Someone that is hypertensive in nature, it can also affect the performance. In fact, someone that is hypertensive in nature can even collapse in the course of, carrying out that exercise. So, but this particular ashwagandha root extract is known as Indian ginseng, and it's very reputable for improving. In ancient times, it's highly reputable for improving the performance system of men. So it also relieves stress, reduces anxiety. It also reduces our cholesterol, unhealthy cholesterol level, and it's also high anti-inflammation properties. So the next active ingredient in the product is the brown seaweed. The brown seaweed are special weeds that grows in some seas in Asia. They were not planted by anybody. They grew on their own. You know what a wheat is? It's something. I was making a presentation somewhere, and I mentioned this brown seaweed. Someone asked a question. The young man raised his hand up and said, "Sir, do you mean that smoking weed is good for the body?" Because I mentioned brown seaweed as one of the active ingredients in the Rocenta, and the young man was very happy that weed is good. I told him that's not the kind of weed we're talking about. Weed is any plant that grows on their own, unwanted plants that grows on their own. So, but this particular brown seaweed has a whole lot of medicinal properties. I came across a medical doctor in Japan. Japanese people and Chinese people currently on earth are the people that have enjoyed longevity of life. They're the longest living people. And you know why? Because they give so much attention to this, what people call alternative medicine, what orthodox people call alternative medicine. So, and this particular doctor was asked the secret of his longevity. This man is over 90 and he's not having memory loss. He's very sound, very young, strong, and agile. He said that one of the diet he includes, or one of the menu he includes in his diet on a daily basis, is this particular brown seaweed. So it has a whole lot of, it's a fat blocker, it has antiviral properties, it reduces weight loss, boosts metabolism, detoxifies the body, balances the hormone, removes heavy metals, a whole lot of benefits. You can see them on the screen. And the next active ingredient in the product, or not the next active ingredient, please. Beyond these 5 major active ingredients, the company went ahead and added 15 types of, minerals, 11 types of multivitamins, alfalfa, clove, coenzyme Q10. Clove alone, if I can teach on clove for more than 1 hour tonight, if I want to teach on just clove. Clove has a whole lot of medicinal properties. These are they added these small vitamins and minerals just to fortify the product and to make the product very amazing. So, ladies and gentlemen, the best of life, or the quality of health that you desire and that you deserve, is very possible with Dynace Rocenta. So Dynace Rocenta was designed with you in mind. You don't have to be sick to take Dynace Rocenta. You can take Dynace Rocenta as a preventive medicine. But if you're battling with a medical condition, a severe medical condition, you can also embark on Dynace Rocenta therapy and, expect a natural reversal of that sickness. Because as your own stem cells are being boosted, the promotion of your, your own stem cell functions and quantity are being boosted naturally. It will begin to play a reversal effect. It will start looking for cells. Your stem cells will start looking for cells that are not functioning properly in your body to heal or to renew or to rejuvenate. So that's basically the science behind Dynace Rocenta. I told us earlier that we have many testimonies. I don't know if it's because of time, if I'll be able to share some of those testimonies, but we have amazing testimonies of the effect or the impact of Dynace Rocenta in the lives of so many people. And most of the testimonies I share, I don't share testimonies anyhow. I only share testimonies that, has medical documents, like before and after medical documents, like a lady that had preeclampsia during pregnancy, one Madam Blessing, and she went to University of Uyo Teaching Hospital, and after pregnancy, preeclampsia simply means excessive shooting of your blood pressure level during pregnancy. Okay, and there can also be the presence of protein can also be found in the urine. So that's basically what preeclampsia is, and it happens during pregnancy. And some persons after pregnancy, they sustain that injury. Okay, so after pregnancy, she sustained her own. She was having high blood pressure. She became highly hypertensive. According to her, her blood pressure level, her systolic used to get to as high as 190. Imagine that, the systolic getting to as high as 190, and the diastolic used to get to as high as 90, which is really dangerous, very bad. And as a result of the kidney failure, as a result of the hypertensive, issue, her kidney began to fail her. I want us to know that so many illnesses has a connection to other organs in the body system. For instance, hypertension can affect the kidney. I don't want to explain to us the reason why it is so. This is because there are a whole lot of relationship between the organs of the human body system. Because of the hypertension, her kidney began to fail. She went for ran a test on her kidney in the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital. And they saw that the potassium level in her kidney was as high as 5.1, which is very bad. The normal level is supposed to be between 2.5 to 3 point something thereabout. So the doctors were treating her, but she wasn't improving until, in fact, whenever you're hypertensive, they put you on what we call routine drugs. As most of those routine drugs are hormonal drugs to help your body system balance. It's called management. Diabetic people also take some of those. Like diabetic people, they take metformin to manage to help their bodies, stimulate their body system. It has a whole lot of hormonal effects on the body. So, but this very woman kept managing the hypertension, and the improvement was slim until she came across the Dynace Rocenta. She went on Dynace Rocenta therapy for 1 month. The first thing she noticed was that her blood pressure began to drop. It was dropping from 190, 160, 140, dropped down till 120, and she went for tests and she was certified to be hypertensive free. She also went for, because some of the symptoms were also reversing, so she went for kidney test, and they saw that the potassium level in her kidney has dropped down to 3.0. And she showed us the medical documents just by taking Dynace Rocenta. So this is just one of the very many testimonies of, personally, I have my own personal testimonies. It's just few among the many testimonies that we've heard. Most of those testimonies are on YouTube, and we have a database of these testimonies. So ladies and gentlemen, I've taken so much of your time because this program was specially organized for Rocenta. And that was why we are giving so much time. Normally, I do my Rocenta presentation in 30 minutes and we are done, but I could see that I took more than 40 minutes just to give us a better understanding of what the Dynace Rocenta is all about. We have many other products that are coming.